Hi, I'm Susan. I've been working with individuals and businesses and their taxes for over 13 years. I'm working alongside TurboTax Canada and their tax experts to bring you the best tips for the best return.
I'm Lise, a service and support specialist with TurboTax for over 5 years now.
So today we're going to be talking about being self-employed and what that means in terms of GST, HST, business use of home expenses, and even business use of your personal vehicle. So when I say the term self-employed, what does that mean? What do we think of? Well, this is the delivery driver, perhaps. This is the graphic designer that's working out of their home. This is the person down the street who's selling their baked goods on Facebook or fixing vehicles in their garage.
Any or all of these could be considered self-employed. In today's economy, there's many versions of being your own boss, which you may not have considered. If you just realize you're self-employed, but not comfortable doing your own taxes and want an expert to do it for you, our team of TurboTax Live, full service, self-employed, will do your taxes from beginning until end, which includes audit defense in case the CRA wants to review your claim.
So we're going to come up with some top tips that you need to consider if you are self-employed or even if you think you are.
One question we get often in our community is, do we have to collect GST, HST as a self-employed individual? Susan, is there a quick answer to that?
Well, with a few exceptions, the requirement to register for GST, HST doesn't happen until you're no longer a small supplier. And what that means is for most businesses, your revenue prior to expenses has to exceed $30,000 in one calendar quarter, so 3 consecutive months, or over the past 4 consecutive calendar quarters. So when I'm speaking of calendar quarters, I don't mean the year, January to December. This is a period of 4 consecutive calendar quarters.
For example, if you've earned $30,000 from July 1st to June 30th of the following year, you've now exceeded your threshold, even though your earnings were less than $30,000 between July and December of that same year. If your next invoice to a customer puts you over the threshold, be sure you register for your GST account with the CRA. If you haven't registered yet, you can do it anytime once your business starts operating, even if you haven't passed the threshold yet. If you have further questions, check out our TurboTax blog, search for the topic, The Complete Guide on Collecting GST for Self-Employed Canadians.
There are some commonly missed business expenses that self-employed individuals need to consider. 2 specifically jump out at me that I see missed often, and I have to wonder if it's sometimes that businesses are just not quite sure how they work. And this is our business use of home expenses and our business use of a personal vehicle expenses. So when self-employed, these items are not business expenses in the typical way that we're used to, because this is actually our business using something that we own personally. Be sure to be tracking your vehicle mileage, to be recording all the trips that you're making using your personal vehicle for your business in order to claim any of those vehicle costs. Remember, this is for the business use of your vehicle, not the personal side. For business use of home expenses, the same applies. You should be tracking this all year long, tracking all of your expenses for running your business out of your home, because you're going to need that information again on the T2125. A couple other items that some businesses do tend to forget but are good to consider are things like interest on a loan that you might have received because you needed to buy a large piece of equipment to create your product or do your service. Also, if you're a professional or a tradesperson, do you have a membership fee or trades due that you have to pay for in order to be able to provide your service? These are allowable business deductions. Always keep in mind the reasonability of the expense, and the CRA has some really specific guidelines about this on their website. Consider, if you didn't buy this, could you actually sell that product or your service? When in doubt, the CRA does go into depth on the allowable business expenses for a self-employed individual. Being self-employed means that now you have to be responsible for tracking all of these business expenses that you want to use to lower that taxable income. You also need to track all that income as well. The best thing you can do is manage this within some type of application such as QuickBooks Self-Employed or QuickBooks Online. Using these types of solutions is going to allow you to manage your business throughout the year, keep control of those costs, and keep control of those receipts.
If you're ready to tackle this on your own, start with downloading our self-employed tax prep checklist. which will provide the link below along with others to assist you with understanding your tax obligations now that you're your own boss. Then you can start your new tax venture with TurboTax Self-Employed, which gives you an in-depth guide to complete your self-employed return. An industry code will also be needed. The link below will explain what this code is and how to find your own. At any time, you can connect with one of our live TurboTax experts to help you cross the finish line. Just remember that TurboTax is free to start. You only pay at the end.